points for Bam Adebayo.
What's up, guys? Milos here, and there's been a lot of records that have been broken over the last 20 years, 10 years even, and especially in this modern NBA, you have so much fast-paced players playing at a faster rate than what they did in the NBA before. And I think one player that I did not expect to break Kobe Bryant's record is Bam Adebayo, and tonight he has done that. He had 83 points against the Washington Wizards. Now, the Washington Wizards are definitely I think the worst team in the league, but when you think about 83 points, there's only a few players to ever reach the 80-point mark, and now Bam is one of them. Bam, Kobe, and Wilt Chamberlain. And now when I look at this game, I see a possibility of 100 points being broken, and I think that will be very, very soon, because when you think about Bam and who he is as a player, he's not a scorer. I mean, he's averaged 19 points in this league, and there's a lot of guys that I would have picked definitely before Bam. And I think from a general consensus standpoint, there's a lot of players you would think would get to that 80-point mark before Bam, if anyone did. And the fact that Bam did it is kind of crazy to me. He had 31 points in the first quarter. When he had those 31 points, we've seen a lot of big point quarters. Wemby had 25 points in a quarter. I mean, obviously, we know Klay Thompson's legendary historic quarter. We've seen a lot of those kind of games, and although those are rare, they're more common. And usually, the players start to simmer down in terms of points. They're not going to score at that rate for the whole entire game. I thought this would be the same with Bam, especially with Bam not being known as a scorer. I mean, 31 points in the first quarter is very, very impressive. But I didn't think he would continue to score the way he did. This game kind of was funny because I think legitimately he earned the whole 83 points. But in terms of getting it more in the flow of the game, I think 60 to 70 points was probably more in the flow of the game. And the other ones were him actively trying to get to 80 points. And it was just funny looking at it because you saw at the end of the game him being doubled, tripled, quadruple teamed. Literally, he was not passing the ball, and every time he did pass the ball, his teammates were trying to get him the ball back so he can get that 80-point benchmark. So it was just crazy to see because it wasn't ethical basketball to get to that point. I mean, to be fair, when I was just watching it, and it was funny because I was watching the Spurs and Boston game. The third or fourth quarter of that game, they decided to cut it off because Bam was close to getting that 80-point mark. They just changed the game to the Heat versus the Washington Wizards game to see Bam, actively try and get those points. And it was a hard watch, but it was funny. But I also still respect it too. 80 points is, again, there's only one other person that's done that, and that's the late, great Kobe Bryant. The fact that Bam got it is, one, shocking, astonishing, and I mean very, very impressive. We might not see this for a while, but at the same time, with this pace of the NBA, with how they score the basketball and how they get points up very quickly, I think it's very possible for someone to break even Bam's record in the next, I'd say give it at least 5 years, but I think it will happen quicker than Kobe Bryant's record did, because Kobe Bryant's record was back in 2006, I believe, and now we're in 2026, so it was 20 years until Kobe Bryant's record got broken, and it was broken by, again, someone who we did not expect. I would have picked Devin Booker, I would have picked Luka Doncic, Anthony Edwards, even Anthony Davis. I didn't mean to say Anthony Davis, but even Anthony Davis, I expected he could get that before Bam. I would pick a lot of different guys. Embiid, Wemby had 40 tonight, but he was nowhere near close to 83. So that's very, very impressive. And you could tell Eric Spoelstra was just letting him try and get those points because he didn't take him out the game. I think Bam played almost 40 minutes, so he played majority of this game. And in the fourth quarter, they were up by 15 points, so Bam wasn't necessarily needed in the last few minutes of the game. But you can tell Eric was trying to let him get that 80, and he did achieve it. There was a player that took a charge on Bam, and Eric Spoelstra decided to review it when obviously it was an obvious charge. So it was just funny, the whole fourth quarter, especially when Bam got closer to that 80-point mark. When he was around 74 points, the team just decided to just, again, double, triple, quadruple, do anything to stop him, foul him. They tried to not foul him, but Bam was pretty good at drawing the fouls and getting that contact and getting to the line. And especially at the line, he shot 43 free throws. I mean, you make 36 free throws, so that's 36 points at the line. I mean, that's crazy. And when you think about it, he left. It's crazy to think about. He left, I guess. I can't do math right now. 43 minus 36. That would be 7 more points he could get. So potentially, Bam could have got 90 points, which is crazy to say. But again, y'all let me know your thoughts. I did enjoy that he got the 80 points because it's history. We've never seen it. It was a little clunky. Like, I don't even know if Kobe Bryant's game was that clunky. I have to rewatch probably the highlights just to see. Crazy night for the NBA. Historic for the history books. I'll see y'all later. Milos out. Peace.